You ready? Hello. Emilio's wife on time and shared the live with 10 or more friends. What are the rest of you doing? What are He's totally confused. Yeah, the rest are slacking. I don't know what's going on, Emilio's wife. Normally you're late. Not a lot of participation. You sit in the back of the classroom. You don't say a lot. Tonight, you're on time. You're sharing the live with everyone. There's thousands of people that you're sharing the live with. Everyone else is like, are we supposed to do something in here? Why is there a dog singing? Is he ever going to sing a song? Does he know James Taylor? Does he know any James Taylor? I don't know what to say. I thought you started late on meeting nights. You know what I like, Danielle? I like shaking shit up. I like confusing people. I like setting expectations and then dashing them. I'm like a ninja with expectations. I had a really cool experience tonight. Well, a couple of them. Kelly Bosch is a fucking rock star. If you don't follow Kelly Bosch _AI_art, go there now. Don't watch my tired, sorry ass. Go to her channel, follow it, and just be inspired by her art. Telescope, looking at the world tonight through a blue telescope. I wish I might not see what I see. Sheet metal on sheets of ice. The heaven, the heaven, vast and wide. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, 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 Can I imagine if Kelly Bosch did a live? Yeah, she'd be a hit. She can talk, she's smart, she's down to earth. Yeah, she'd be good on the TikTok. I don't know if she got the desire to do it. Every time I see you now, get that look in my eye. Every time I see your mouth, I hear that smile. In the early misty morning light, I heard the engine turn. The old Ford outside. You were leaving me. Convince me again today. You're leaving this hotel looking for someone else's golden ring. Thank you, Silver Fox. Saw your Storyvine presentation. Saw the recording today. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was. I'm a little crispy. This is probably going to be short tonight because the thing you saw where I talked about Storyvine was at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and I started at 7. I did a pitch at 7, a pitch at 8, and then that presentation at 9. And when I got done with that, I was like, woo! And then I had a salon tonight, so no rest for the wicked, right? So I'm a little sleepy. But we got a coffee. We get a coffee. We're getting ready to go. So if you missed the AI Salon tonight, there's a word we have for that. Don't be a dum-dum. If you missed it, you're a dum-dum. It was really, really good. It was really, really good. Kelly Bosch is just, her art, it was just so cool. She's just very down to earth. She just makes these brilliant videos on her iPhone while she's going to sleep. And then about halfway through people asking her questions and things like that, she just opened up her Mid-Journey page and was just scrolling while she's talking and people are asking her questions. She's just scrolling through like thousands of images. Like every page you're like, stop, look at that one. Just rolling by. It was just amazing. Anyone who sort of cranks at that level is just amazing. So anyway, I don't know how you do it. I don't either. But thank you. But I did want to come talk tonight. I mean, it was a really inspiring night. I mean, I wanted to come here and talk because it was a really inspiring night. And it tonight reinforced for me the transition I'm feeling like I'm in the middle of, which is this transition from and maybe this is a natural transition. I'm feeling like it is so much less important to talk about the tools and how you prompt and what you prompt and which tool does what. Like it almost, like what it seems very clear to me is that all of these tools are going to get so good that it doesn't matter which tool you use. And then it's all about, why are you doing what you're doing? Who are you doing it for? What's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? How are you trying to, serve someone or solve a problem or did you hear? Wait, sorry, I didn't see what that was, Joker. You were pinned for a second there and it went away. What did Joker say? Did I hear correctly that she doesn't monetize? I guess she meant TikTok only. Yeah, she didn't turn on monetization on TikTok. It's funny. Like I'm in a similar boat here where I don't really have a plan. Like I feel like she's in the purest form of art right now, right? Which is just make the art. She's in a place with this art. This is Kelly Bosch we're talking about. She's in this place with this art where it's like she has a break at lunch, she makes a video. She gets her work done, she makes a video. Like she had a quote tonight that's just this brilliant fucking quote. She said, and I don't have this, so like when I hear this, it's just amazing to me. She said, I've had these ideas in my head all of my life, and I've never been able to get them out. That's why her work's so good. Her work's not good because it's Mid-Journey and it's Runway, and she figured out how to stitch together these clips with those, and she prompted it in a certain way. She's had ideas in her head all of her life that she's never been able to get out. She also said, if you had shown her her work to the her from a year ago and said, in a year you'll be doing this, she said, no fucking way. And she's a very accomplished woman, right? Like she's doing like world-class work, with big brands and big organizations. She's not someone who just wanted to, make a TikTok video. She's very accomplished. And if she's rediscovering her artistic voice because of AI, it's amazing. Did you see Lip Sync with Pika? I saw it. It looks essentially exactly like HeyGen and DID, except you have to have the $70 a month subscription for it. So I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like let when something like OpenAI's Sora gets announced, and you've got Pika Labs, and you want to compete with Sora, you put out the lip sync thing, but you don't only make it available to the people paying $70 a month, right? That just means like a handful of people are going to use it. What you do is you put it out and you give people at least, 20 credits to go make some lip sync videos and get thousands, hundreds of thousands of them out there. So I saw it, I like it, but everyone's going to have it. And if they were trying to wrest some attention away from Sora, limiting it to the $70 a month subscription level, I think is, what's that word? Dumb. Oh, you could do better video for free with DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, there you go. I don't know DaVinci Resolve. I mean, I know DaVinci, but I know what it is. I don't know how to use it, and I don't know what the AI tool is in it. Oh, man. So one of the things that I've talked about on this channel is I talk about living out loud, right? I talk about play with AI, Use it to solve stuff, like use it to solve problems for yourself or for friends or for work. So you can get a sense of how good it is at doing real work. So there's play and then there's solve. And then the third one is share, right? Share. It's really important. And I kind of make fun of people that are like, but everyone's going to say I'm a dum-dum. Nobody wants to hear me talk about AI, Kyle. I talk about AI all the time and they tell me to stop it. I make fun of them. And I tell a story about, there are a handful of friends in my life that in the mid-90s when I discovered the World Wide Web, I kind of lost my mind. But there were some friends of mine that were talented and computer literate and smart. And I'm like, you should get into this World Wide Web thing. And they were like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, all right, whatever. And then over the years, after years had passed and I did agency.com and I did a bunch of stuff, they sort of said, I probably should have listened to you back then. So one of those guys, like a year ago, I reached out to and I said, remember when I told you to do the World Wide Web stuff? Yeah. This AI stuff's even bigger. You need to get in. You could kill it with your skills and talents. You could kill it with this. Okay. Never heard from him again. He showed up at the AI salon tonight. Yes! And he acknowledged, he said, Kyle told me a year ago I got to lean in heavy into learning HTML. And then he goes, a year ago, Kyle told me to lean in heavy to AI. Well, guess what? I'm in it now, and holy shit, it's amazing. It was so cool. Andrew Watts is his name. Super talented guy, super talented actor, writer, musician, illustrator. So that's really exciting for me. And it's like, yes, it's like just keep putting it out there. Just keep putting it out there. The people that make fun of you, the people that are like, they'll come back. They may not come back to you because you're a tool. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab. Hello, Mary. What's happening? Sorry I didn't recognize you. Your head was like this small on my screen. That was pretty funny. Kyle is a chief generator. I am a chief generative officer. I don't know if you knew that. As far as I know, I'm the world's first chief generative officer. And if you're like, what is that? I don't know. Just made it up. What I like about it is, what can you generate? You can generate lots. You can generate revenue. You can generate with AI. You can generate relationships. So that's good. Man, a lot is happening. A lot is happening. The Pika lip sync thing is pretty big. I'd like to be able to play with it. I saw a video today of Sora doing picture-to-video. So one of the fears was that it was going to just be text to video. And there's a picture of like a bunch of chefs standing in a kitchen, and then the camera does a 360 pan around the kitchen, and it just invents the whole fucking rest of the kitchen and all the other chefs. Pretty amazing. Let me see if I can find it. Does he always sing like this? Oh, he does. Doesn't that bother you? Mm-hmm. Sora Picture-to-Video. What's that? That's not Sora. Let's see. Is it Picture-to-Video? Uh-oh. Oh. Dang it. You just can't search for anything anymore. Let's see. Sora Kitchen. Here we go. This is it. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Sora can create realistic and imaginative videos from text. But this isn't a video from text. This is a video from an image. So there's your start image. That's funny. The continuity of the width of the room changes. The back wall is way wider than the front wall. But that's all right. But anyway, it's going to be able to do picture to video too. So my little double camera thing here, whatever version of TikTok this is, I can't flip the camera without that disappearing. Fix your shit! We're too busy making billions of dollars invading everyone's privacy. We can't fix the software. You've been permanently banned from TikTok. Ah! All right, what are we doing here tonight? What are we doing? What time is it? It's 8:20. I am so tired. I am janky tired. I'm jankified. I am jankified. Jankified. All right, what's anyone doing tonight? Can anyone even imagine what Chat 5 is going to look like? I can't, Source Camp. I saw a cool interview with Sam Altman today. Or just like a snippet of it. And the interviewer was asking him about ChatGPT-5. And he like hesitated, and he goes, "This is going to sound like a stupid answer." He goes, "Cuz like all the things are going to get better. Like DALL-E's going to get better, and code interpreters, like all the things are going to get better." But he goes, "The real difference is it's just going to be a lot smarter." And that was all he said. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Like, what are the implications of that? What the implications are is if it can reason, then it kind of stops making mistakes. Or it makes, very few of them. Plus, it's got ultra capable tools. But it can figure out if what it produced was right. And if not, it can go fix it. So what happens when these things are just world class? And you can say, make me a movie with this, that, and the other, and make sure that the continuity of the width of rooms is the same whenever you're doing a panning shot. And it just goes and does that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I still can't get my head around ChatGPT 3.5 fully. There's so many bright, shiny objects right now that it's really hard to focus on a tool. Like, I'm also going back to, I don't have this skill, or I don't have this desire, I guess is a better way to put it. But taking a single tool and just spending a month with it and just fucking dive deep. Or a single problem where you just try to solve a single problem. Can we explore Microsoft Copilot tonight? We can. Although I haven't seen... It still seems really janky to me. Unless they did something new. It's possible they did something new because all this shit's changing all the time. Copilot.microsoft.com. I mean, I'm kind of waiting for... Copilot will create your content here. Here's something to play with. So I went to Copilot. And so a couple of things to pay attention to with Copilot now. You can upload an image. So it's got DALL-E and it's got GPT Vision. It's also got different kinds of chats. It's got designer, vacation planner, cooking assistant, and fitness trainer. And then it's also got plugins. And this is the same sorry set of 5 plugins they've had for the past 2 months. Here's an afterthought product. Listen, we designed some interface for it. Could you stick some plugins up on the website, please? Well, we'll stick these 5 in. Is that okay? It's better than nothing. You're going to upgrade them soon, right? That's 2 months ago. That guy's still in the corner at Microsoft going, hey, are you gonna ever update any of the plugins? I wrote 78 more of them. You can put them in there if you wanted. Shut up, Milton. But so at Copilot, there's Copilot and there's this thing called Notebook, and I've never played with it. Oh. It's got an 18... Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, that's new topic. Add an image. It's got an 18,000 word context window. Huh. Use Shift-Enter to submit a message. Are you fucking kidding me? Use Shift-Enter to submit a message. Every other chatbot, including Copilot, uses Shift-Enter to do a line break. You got to be kidding me. So wait. So if I'm in Copilot and I go, hello, Bob, and I go Shift-Enter, it makes a line break. And then I go, how's it going? And I hit return. That submits it. Okay? And then they're telling me over here, oh, I guess because it's a notebook. Hello, Bob. Tab. How are you? Okay. How are you? And then Shift-Enter submits it. That is just staggeringly bad interface. We're in the same tool. Here's Copilot. Here's a tab next to it that's basically a chatbot, but it's horizontal instead of vertical. And they changed the convention. So if I'm over here and I'm using Shift Enter to do line breaks, and then I flip over here. Now I got to remember to do Shift Enter to submit it, and everything else is that's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, all right, we tried Copilot. It continues to astound me. That's staggering. You know what this is? You know what this is? You know what this is, people? This is. It's only in the notebook. It's only in the notebook section, so you can continuously update your prompt. I understand the reason for it. Don't get me wrong. I like that you can do it, but then they should do that for everything, right? They should make it consistent. Notebook stays after you close out the session. Oh, that's interesting. I still fucking hate that they've got contradictory keystrokes for the same actions in two parallel pieces of shit. That's amazing. Okay, so let's play with this notebook thing. Let's go to ChatGPT for a second. I'm going to say, I want you to write a journal of ideas as if I wrote them over a week. So what I'm doing now is generating some synthetic content, so I don't actually have to go type shit. And then we're going to jump over to Notebook. So Notebook retains the chat even after you close out of it. That's interesting. Huh. This feels like a product experiment to me. Is anyone using Notebook over there? Do you like it? Copilot failed me. Kieran, Copilot failed me. Kieran was the one who was like, can we go play with Copilot? Oh, I said Copilot failed me? Yeah, exactly. Copilot failed me. Okay, so I've got a journal entry. Reflection and planning. All right, so let's go grab our journal, and then we're going to go back over to Copilot. Can't believe the janky is as janky does. Embrace the jank, people. Embrace the jank. Okay, so there's... Oh, see, this is so fucked up. I wanted to put a line break after it. I'm so trained because of ChatGPT and Copilot that if I want a line break, I hit Shift Return. That I almost just hit Shift Return, which would have submitted this, and that would have pissed me off. So wait, so I go return. This is bad interface. Sorry. This is bad. Bad UX. You know what this is the result of? The product manager for Notebook probably works in a different wing of Microsoft than the product manager of Copilot. And the Notebook guy said, oh, well, it makes more sense to have it just be you hit return and then you shift return for the enter. And there's no one sitting in that room going, hey, that other thing does it the other way. Don't you think this might confuse people? There's no one there to do that. And so they launch these two things. And you know what? I bet they fucking test these products independently. I bet they test this product and they test Copilot and then they launch them independently. Oh, You want to know another one? And my software Storyvine does this and it pisses me off. We've got to fix it. Here's another one. Two-factor authentication. You submit your password, then it takes you to the two-factor authentication page, and then you go to your two-factor authenticator app and you get your number, and you start typing the numbers on your keyboard, and then you look up, and the fucking cursor wasn't in the box. That's lazy programming. I shouldn't have to click in the box if you're forcing me to do something. What's wrong with Kyle? He seems very upset.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Kyle, you don't need to apologize, remember? No saying sorry. I don't know how to not say I'm sorry. It's hard. You know who should say they're sorry? Whoever's the product manager at Microsoft. I now know someone that works here. I'm gonna go yell at him about this. This is just fucking stupid. All right. And you may think this is a little thing. This is not a little thing. Someone will not use this product because of this. You're looking at him. All right. So anyway, I'm going to say, yeah, I can't, like in my head right now, I'm ready to hit return to submit it. And that's not how you submit here. So I'm going to get used to working in Notebook. I'm going to go back over to Copilot, and it's going to fuck me up over there. This right here is a reason not to use Copilot. It is. Period. Just, it's a reason. It seems a little dramatic. Yeah, well. Please give me a bulleted list of just the idea names. And so I have to hit return to submit it. No. God damn it. Shift return to submit it. Okay. I'm done. I don't care. Like this could write a full recreation of Macbeth and I wouldn't use it. I mean, I guess this is fine. You can do 30 chats on it. I'm done. Copilot has failed me. Fuck that. I've never seen him like this. Microsoft was by far the worst big tech company I've interviewed with. No desire to work there. I know my buddy from Adobe just moved from Adobe to there, but I don't think Adobe's a cakewalk either. All these big companies, I mean, Pate, you work at Google, big companies are rough. Two contradictory modes of interacting with text right next to each other in the same interface. It's staggering. This is the learning of play, learn, share, right? Yeah, I definitely learned something. I learned I'm never going to fucking use Microsoft Notebook. I don't care if that thing waxes my car. I won't use it because it's just like I had to actually think about, wait, do I hit return or shift and then I did it wrong. Because when you're like, it's a double negative, and if you do the double negative times a double negative, then it's a triple. But then is there a positive, and then is it a positive and negative? Like that was what was going on in my head as I'm trying to hit the return button, and then I was like, hit shift return. Or no, wait, hit return. I was like, return. And then I just did a line break. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. No, it's not. There's way dumber things than that. But good Lord. Wow. Okay. Important lesson. I don't know if it's important. Important right now in my crazy straw of a fucking brain. I talk about these AI tools being janky, right? The AI tools being janky right now is not a result of bad programming. The AI tools being janky right now is the result of these research labs figuring shit out. And they're putting stuff out in the world, right? And it's at whatever level of completeness. And they're like, fuck it. And like even Sam Altman says, the reason they're putting OpenAI out there is to kind of train us for what's, prepare us for what's coming. But also how people use that tool will help them make the tool better, right? So that's just natural jankiness. Here's what's not jankiness. Having a search engine on the OpenAI mobile app that you can search your prompt history and not having it on the web app after a fucking year. That's not janky. That's lazy. That's lazy programming. Having two identically functional large language model chatbots right next to each other that use contradictory submission keystrokes. That's lazy. That's not janky. So celebrate the jank. The fact that we get to play with these tools at all is remarkable. So forgive the jankiness, but never forgive shitty programming and shitty interface. Oh my God. Unbelievable. They're right next to each other. Like if it were like somewhere deep inside Office 365, that would make sense, right? Because that's probably literally a whole nother wing of Microsoft from the internet boys. Also, everyone is clamoring for new tools, so it's a calculated risk to launch early and janky. Yep. But I mean, Pate, you tell me, like, is there anything even remotely challenging if you have a search prompt history in your mobile app? Is there any reason that you can think of that you wouldn't take that same basic logic and put it in the web app? Like there's a part of me that's like, there's probably something. But no, they've got the code. It works over here. Put the interface. Search for prompt history. That's just lazy. And I mean, I get it. It's because everyone's moving fast, but I don't know. I guess product people just need to be curmudgeons. A good product person, this is all they do all day. You think that's right? You think that's good? The creatives hate them, the designers hate them, the technologists hate them. But, that's why Apple products used to be good, because Steve Jobs was just a fucking asshole. He was just like, no, that's fucking awful. Redo it. But we're supposed to launch tomorrow. I don't care. Fucking redo it. Then stay up all night. And then storm out of the room. He was right. That's why Apple products have sucked since he died, because no one's willing to be the asshole over there. Amazing. I can't wait to see whatever the hell Johnny Ives is cooking up with OpenAI. Which, by the way, when someone asked Sam Altman about John Ives, thank you, Robert Rossi. Sam got a coy look on his face. I have a feeling they're making something really cool. It's probably going to make the Rabbit R1 look like the toy it is. Oh, man. I haven't been that cranky about a stupid piece of software interface in a long time. It's staggering to me. That's staggering to me. In fact, hang on. I'm writing an email to my friend that used to work at Adobe. Let's see. John. No, he's not there anymore. There we go. Now that you are at Microsoft, ... John. I am live on TikTok right now and losing my flipping mind, period. Go to copilot.microsoft.com and type in a prompt and hit Shift Return to make a line break, and then type something else, and then hit Return, period. And then, comma, go to Notebook, ... The icon right next to Copilot, comma, and notice that the submit command is completely opposite, period. I will not speak to you again until you tell me that you have made an issue of this and gotten it resolved. Let's see if he responds. I'm going on fucking Twitter. I'm going on Twitter with that one. Oh my god. I love the ... So Gen X. Listen, if you're not putting ellipses multiple times a paragraph, we're not talking to one another. It's a way of creating space. You weirdos with your Strunken Wagner's Strunken White friggin' grammar book police. I can write words. I can put dots after them too. Check out Share Cool Things on MN. All right. Uh-oh. I'm afraid. I'm too tired. I shouldn't be live. Like this is like drinking and driving, right? Being this tired and going live. You failed me. I'm Copilot. Oh, that's hilarious. That's good. Oh, man. What's going on in Irregulars? We got any good ones in Irregulars? Irregulars is our little club here on the AI Salon. Yeah. That's it. That's it. You've captured it perfectly. This is the appropriate. Oh my god, I have a headache now. I actually really do have a headache now because of that. I can't process it. Never in testing it came up. Some intern didn't go, you know that the thing I do here does something different here, right? And like the thing you tell me to do here breaks it over here, right? And they're they're right next to each other. No intern did that. No junior Codathon winner. Take a shot at Blanton's. I really fucking should. Oh, John got back to me. He'll take a look. Oh, we are having a good laugh at your expense. Join now if you want. TikTok.com/@AI Learning Lab. That's so funny he got back to me. We'll see if he joins. Mods, if a guy named John Knack joins, just pin him immediately and I'll bring him up on stage because he's a fun guy to talk to. Oh my god, that's so funny. But just it's amazing. It's those little teeny things that seem like they're not important, that when you add them up, you add up like 10 of them. He's joined. John Knack. John, look what the fuck is happening here. This is staggering. Do you want to come up here? But wait, let me show it to you first. Where is he? John enters the chat. Did he? Is he in here? Or are you guys just pulling the thing over my... Well, we'll see. Where? I don't think he's in here. Oh, that's my picture. Cool. Yeah, Sherry D. You got the right emotion. I don't think he's in here. Is he in here? If you're in here, John, say something, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. I haven't seen him. Okay. Oh, the pink flamingo. Oh, yeah. That one? Yeah. That one's cool, Sherry D. I was sort of flipping back through ones that I had put into my library but hadn't used because I didn't have enough time before this to actually go look for any. I haven't seen it. Okay, Silver Fox. All right, scroll up. Rad. Well, I'll let the mods find him. If he's in here, he can post. But that's so fucking funny. Marge needs to pour you some Blantons. Marge does need to pour me some Blantons. I seriously, that's just like cranky making. All right. Is he JJ Money CEO? He might be JJ Money. But he's not a CEO. But JJ Money sounds familiar. No, I think he's just J Knack everywhere. He's us older guys, we just use our names. Everyone else has got like, Twirly McDuffkin. What am I supposed to be seeing? Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. Reply. In Microsoft Copilot, you used Shift Return to make a line break and Return to submit the prompt, period. Then click over to Notebook, which is a side-by-side chat, comma, and you use Shift Return to submit and return for a line break, period. Completely contradictory actions in two essentially identical tools that are right next to each other in the same interface, period. I love John. He's actually over there doing it. Paging John. Would John please pick up the white courtesy phone? Wait, I gotta respond to him. By the way, I fucking love that you're willing to answer this email and have this dialogue at whatever the hell time it is where you are, period. I'm here! John Knack! John, look at this. This is, so what I was saying before you got here, you and I have talked about this, that everything's janky right now, right? And there's a difference between software being janky because it's new and just shitty, lazy programming and and lazy product QA. So watch this. Okay. So I explained this in the email. I can't believe John Knack's here. Actually, I should bring you up. You want to come chat? Can I still? Yeah, I can still show. Well, wait. Let me show you this, and then I'll bring you up if you wanna chat, because I think the people would get a kick out of you, and I actually wouldn't mind hearing what's going on with you. Okay. So here we are at ye old Copilot. So here I am at Copilot, and if I type in, who is John Knack? And then, like you do in every other software we've ever used since we were in the 90s together, you hit shift return to do a line break if there's a submission in the form, and then you type, he used to work at Adobe. And then you hit return to submit it, right? Okay. So, and it's going to go do its thing. Now, in the same interface, in the same page, I click on this thing, which is essentially sideways ChatGPT, right? And I come in here and I type, who is John Knack, shift return, and it submits it. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. How did this get past someone? How? John, I know you've only been there a week, but dude, anyway, that's what's going on. Let me know if you want to come up here and chat about it. If not, that's fine. I know you might be in bed. Oh, it's not really him? Not enough subs to join the live. It might not be him. Oh. It could be not John Knack, but that's all right. John Knack would be saying things right now if it were really John Knack. He's watching with a different account. It's probably me. No one follows me here. That could be him. That's his sense of humor. Anyway, I don't know if you saw that, but anyway, there's your who on earth would impersonate me exactly. Well, there's your product feedback. I guarantee testing said something and was ignored. Yeah, probably. That's spoken by someone who's been in the testing department before. Oh, good Lord. That's really funny. Oh, man. I'm as much as silliness as I'm causing here with this, I'm actually really excited that John joined Microsoft, because I think Microsoft, they're getting in their own way a bit, but they're acting, with this AI stuff, they're acting kind of like a startup. And so I think someone with John's talents and skills could help them if they can get out of their own way. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does on that journey. Oh, man. All right. So what else we got going here tonight? Got 124 people in here. That's awesome. And we got a pretty picture up there. Does he have enough followers to join voice? I don't think he has to. Pin. Oh, maybe he does. He can't join voice if. Hang on, let me see if. It's probably me. No one follows me here. Mute account, pin this comment. Guests. He should be toward the bottom. Go live with guests. Oh, okay. You couldn't come up, Danielle. All right. Well, sorry I can't talk to you, John. Anyway, I wish I could. John's a really interesting dude. He's spoken twice now at the AI Salon. By the way, John, go search for Kelly Bosch, BOESCH. It's Kelly Bosch _AI_art on TikTok. Just go look at her videos. They're amazing. You'll dig them. As an ex Adobe guy, she's one of the good ones. Let's talk about music. Suno is so bad. I know it's bad, but it's not going to be for long. Again, I go back to embrace the jank. See, I don't fault Suno for making shitty music. I applaud Suno for being able to generate a song with lyrics and music and melody in it at all. But when OpenAI launched, I just kind of feel like everyone right now is just waiting for OpenAI to make their company irrelevant. Sam Altman just going, yeah, it's going to be mighty capable. I feel like any of the individual models, any of the individual things. I think all the multimedia stuff is we're just early. All the video, like even the Suno stuff. The Suno stuff's going to be really good, but it isn't going to be perfect. But the music, the animation, the 3D objects, the 3D worlds, video, gameplay, all that shit right now is really, really bad. Everyone can join voice if he's not up to 100K. Call him and put him on speaker. Nah, he's living his life. I don't want to bug him. I'm just really fucking around with him. Happy to join live if I can, but don't see it as an option. Let's see. Want to Google Meet? Question mark. Let me get up a. So get that going. Hold, please. New meeting. Start instant meeting. Copy. All right, so I'm Google Meeting. You're alone on the call. I'm so alone. All right, if he joins, we'll bring him on. We'll do him like this. John, hey John. Frankie joins the live. Exactly. Frank, what are you doing? It's Thursday. There's no game today. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, what about a live transcription to ChatGPT? Hard to engineer if you send a prompt every time. What about a live transcription to ChatGPT? Admit John Knack. Oh my God, he joined. It's really him. Hi, John Knack. Can you hear me?
Hey, Kyle. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
This is so weird.
Why?
Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Say hi.
It's me and my Irish cat and my dog. So very strange.
So someone just said go try out Copilot, and I'm like, okay, what did I say? I said Copilot has failed me, but let's go try. So I went over and I was like, oh, I haven't tried this notebook thing. Let me go try the notebook thing. And then in the gray text in it, it said hit shift return to submit your prompt. And I was like, wait, that can't be right. And then sure enough.
Yeah, listen, if it makes you feel better. So, hey, everybody, I got here like days ago.
Exactly. And you haven't fixed it yet. I can't believe it, by the way.
Well, I'm just kind of getting the lay of the land, and yeah, as you said, embrace the jank because there's lots of weird edges. I think what's interesting is, when I was at Adobe, they announced a deal with Google to put AI image generation into Bard, which is now Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
In retrospect, maybe it's good that hasn't happened. Reasons you've probably discussed, but. Yeah, it's an interesting area. The reason that hasn't happened is all of these platforms are so raw that kind of knitting them together is an ongoing art. And yeah, I'm noticing things in Copilot like, oh, there's 2 share buttons, and like when you try to download something, it's like downloading the transcript, not the image. But then there's a different download button, and that one like does download the image. And so I think it's just. Everyone trying to advance in parallel simultaneously.
Yeah,
so
you want to know of fucking amazing one that's very much in the neighborhood. So in ChatGPT, you generate an image. If you click the download button, that's the rollover state on the image, it downloads a PNG. If you right click the image, it saves it as a WebP format or AXIF or whatever the hell that thing is. And then if you re-import the image that ChatGPT generated that you saved as, it doesn't recognize it as an image.
It's all nutty. I know. It's like the Obama meme. Oh, there's levels to that.
Right? Exactly.
Well, and I think what's also interesting is, I don't even know what I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Intrinsically, there are these various efforts which have taken flight. There's like Bing Image Creator, there's designer.microsoft.com, there's copilot.microsoft.com, there's DALL-E as a model, there's the Chat GPT interface to it, then there's like how Microsoft apps call it, and there's like all levels of different sort of like responsible AI screening that goes on, and they're kind of different, and so. Yes, I'm just.
So what's your role there?
So I.
Or can you talk about it?
Yeah. No, it's good. I am trying to bring as much expressive, creative power to people as I can.
Yep.
You know, kind of like I was doing before.
Yep.
Microsoft has all of these surfaces that have enormous audiences, right? So they've got, they've got Copilot, they've got Windows, they've got Edge browser, they've got Windows, like in the shell, like they've got Bing,
You got Office.
That's a little niche. We hope they can find product market fit at some point. But yeah, no, that's actually a great point. I mean, all of those are surfaces with huge numbers of people who are trying to communicate in one form or another visually.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Almost 10 years to the day between since before I joined Microsoft, I joined Google, which happens to be about 2 blocks away, and I was working for the same person there that I'm working for now. It's like so small.
Wild.
And by the way, this is all like a mile down the road from Google HQ, which used to be, guess what, Adobe HQ.
Oh, that's hilarious.
If you're around Charleston Avenue and you drive past a big silver Acrobat sculpture, that is the former Adobe headquarters.
Wow.
I don't know whether they had the sculpture and they're like, oh, we should name a product Acrobat, or whether they named Acrobat and they're like, oh, we should make a big sculpture. But either way, they're definitely connected.
That's funny.
So it's all the same neighborhood. Anyway, I was saying to my new boss the other day, it's interesting, we just passed the 40th anniversary of the Macintosh. And, I realize I've been doing product management, I think, longer than some of my teammates have been alive.
Right, yeah.
But those of us who go back far enough, you remember what, computer-aided creativity was like before the Mac, right? It was like, ASCII art. It was like Apple II, DOS, like green cursor, black screen.
Yep.
You're like trying to hunt and pack out like some little characters. And then all of a sudden everything changed and you could create things you could never create before.
Yep.
Even if it was super janky, which obviously it was, like 128 kilobytes of RAM. And, people said it was like a Ferrari with a 1-gallon gas tank. It was just like, you can tell it'll be something, it just kind of isn't yet. But holy shit, it's going to be. And I feel like, we are in one of those moments. I had kind of a nice list I put together from like, Mac 1984, Photoshop 1990.
Yep.
You could really say like Photoshop with layers like 1994. You could say Camera Raw, Lightroom, Aperture, 2002, 2005, that window. That's when I was on the Photoshop team and working on Camera Raw and Bridge. Because that was when it shifted to like DSLRs and going from like, okay, you have 5 drum scanned images and you do 100 things to each, to you have 100 images, maybe do 5 things to each.
Right.
And obviously, iPhone and Instagram and mobile, you could then say like Snapchat with like sort of democratized AR filters. Anyway, the point is there's one of these beats every like 5 or 10 years. And I feel like this is the one of the moment, and it's potentially the biggest of them. And I think it's 2 parts. One is obviously synthesizing things, and the other is transforming them. When we launched Firefly.adobe.com, it's too bad it's not up there anymore, I think. But there was like a little preview video of like, hey, what if you could just edit stuff instructionally? You could actually just say like, put a hat on the dog.
Yeah.
And, that tech it existed a year ago. It exists now. It's never been quite good enough, but it always feels like we're about one paper from it being really amazing. If you go to Emu Edit, that's Meta's version of this stuff. Apple just announced a paper. The point being, there will be this incredible democratization of like making things and or improving things.
Yeah.
And it's not all done just through declarations, although that's a big part of it. Some of the stuff that's already in Designer is like they've taken the segment anything model, and after you generate something in Copilot, it's very, very embryonic right now. But like you can just like mouse around and be like, oh, make the background blurry, or desaturate.
Yeah.
Long story short, if you could actually have this nucleus for creation and refinement, and you could put that everywhere it needs to be in context, I think that's a big deal.
No, it's a huge deal.
I could be wrong, but that's kind of the bet I'm making.
No, it's a huge deal. And it's, it's funny. It's even the stuff that's not, not quite 100% there. Kelly Bosch spoke at the Salon tonight. and she uses Mid-Journey to make the images and Runway to make the videos and things like that. And then someone wisely asked her, she's a graphic designer, and somebody said, are you using AI? Has it impacted your regular work, your paid work, right? Because she's doing all this cool art stuff. And she was talking about how she uses it, and then she goes, Photoshop generative fill, I use it all the time, right? It's like I select subject, and then it's completely transformed. She goes, I'm using that 100 times a day, right? And that's janky, but the fact that it can it's mostly doing stuff not at the core of the image, and you get 3 options, and it's just that quick and that easy. It's transformed how she's using the tool, right? And when all those come together into a single thing, and you can just, easily navigate between, I don't know, modes, objects, backgrounds, all that sort of stuff. Holy shit.
Totally. And, the sides of the coin for me with Microsoft getting into this stuff is like there's things like Paint, which have been around for decades, right? And, but broadly speaking, this is all kind of new territory for them. And so, I deeply love Photoshop. I'm really proud to have, not only helped get generative fill in there, but like make sure it doesn't do gross and weird things, which like you kind of take for granted until you see it doing like, being on the cover of the New York Post,
right.
Not Photoshop, obviously, but like Gemini.
Yeah.
And I empathize with those guys because a lot of this stuff is not trivial to get right. But anyway, the fact that you haven't had stories like that, knock wood, about Adobe tools is good.
Adobe seems to have a good reputation right now for the, not training on copywritten things. Like,
well, there's that, and there's also just like, God, I wish my former teammates there got more credit. I kept telling them, like, guys, you're doing like really rigorous work to characterize like what is quality, what is fairness, what is representation, and like maybe won't always get it right, in some people's eyes, but at least like have a really intellectually coherent methodology, right? And like you should be not only just putting it out to get credit for it, but like you should put it out as a guide to others in the industry who are trying to get this stuff, right? So anyway, just like super hats off to them. The nice thing, like I say, with Microsoft, you give up all of the institutional, like the heft of Photoshop, but it's like, here's a clean sheet. Like, here's literally, like, what does it mean to not just synthesize something in a chat context, but then to refine it? Like, that seems sort of straightforward, but I don't know that it is. It's like, you make, a couple of images, and then what I love with ChatGPT is they're like, oh, okay, but make it more like polish your, public theater. And I'm like, oh, okay, like it has a notion of what that means, like goes does a thing. Or you're like, oh, make it more steampunk, whatever that means. Right, but it kind of knows what it means. Versus like the modality of, hey, I've got now this artifact and I want to mutate that, but very precisely. I don't want you to change everything. I just want you to like change one part of it. So I think there's like a bunch of new UX ground to cover, which is cool. And I also think, it's funny because I've poked a lot of fun at Microsoft products over the years, but there's like a pretty mature graphic stack in these Office products, and they've figured out how to like make it work in native code and on the web and make it performant and make it compatible everywhere, and being able to leverage that and try to like bring like really good design principles and taste to it. Not that folks aren't already doing that, but just like help bring more is cool.
Well, they've got, listen, I feel like their interface and their design team, like it's the best I've seen Microsoft in a long, long time, right? It's like
I know I kind of was sleeping on it, to be honest. There's just too much time, being busy, like trying to get all this stuff into Adobe apps, but you get in there like, oh, there's a lot there. You also realize like, well, there's a lot more under the surface as I'm rapidly learning that isn't necessarily exposed directly, but could be,
right.
Depending on like, it's always a question of like the right abstraction level. You want to make things super accessible, and not like off-putting and nerdy, but you also want to, give discerning people enough control that they get something they're really, really happy with.
Yeah.
Maybe let me just interject one more thing, because this connects to you, Kyle. So, and it also connects to like design. So Jonathan Heffler, I hope I'm saying his name right. Heffler. Anyway, like OG type designer. I met him back at agency in like 1999. You guys brought him by to like give us a lecture about sort of like the folk art of like signage in like bodegas in New York. Really interesting dude. Anyway, there's this philosophical term bullshit in like a literal like term of art. Like LLMs are bullshit machines in the sense that they aren't lying or telling the truth necessarily. They're just trying to make something plausible sounding. And he had a really interesting thread on Threads, which I should try to drop in your chat in a minute. But like, was talking about how it's the same with computers and design, right? Like if you think of design as an exercise in problem solving, as opposed to, just like an exercise in style and execution.
Yep.
They're kind of just shortcutting to that part. And, he wasn't like hand wringing about it. He's definitely not a hater. I mean, he's done amazing, gorgeous, like mid-journey stuff from the jump. But he was saying, they're just jumping to this superficial endpoint. And, he's kind of triggered, there's a site logo diffusion. And again, promises to like make you a logo. And it's like, it will make you something approximating a logo. Like, your design needs?
Exactly.
Who knows? Who cares?
Exactly.
Right? Certainly not the robot. But here's why I mention all this. This may be a bridge too far, but like, the thing that I think could be really cool working at Microsoft is trying to meet people where they are. Like, let's say it's in PowerPoint or wherever. And it's like, well, they probably didn't come there because it's like innately pleasurable to make PowerPoints. Like there's probably, like David Byrne did that as a gag like 20 years ago. But like for most people, it's a means to an end, right? What I'm interested in is like, why did you come here? Like, what do you actually want, right? It's like, do you want a slide deck? Well, maybe, but why? Like, keep digging at that. It's like, well, I want to get promoted. I want to get a good grade in school. I want to like, promote my business. It's like, okay, cool. Like, so if you could actually use an LLM to kind of gently interrogate somebody, that sounds weird, but you know what I mean, right? Like have this like Socratic.
No, it's you know what's interesting, John. In I don't know if you've played with it a lot, but Copilot inside Perplexity. Have you played with Perplexity a lot?
Only a little, and I actually didn't even know Copilot's in there.
Well, it's not that. They
Copilot.
just call it like everyone's stepping all over everyone's branding toes. So they got this tool called Copilot, and what it does is you do a prompt. And then it kind of suggests what it thinks your next prompt might be. And it gives you like 2 or 3 options for that. And I could see there being something like, hey, you're in this PowerPoint that, they say, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. And I say, well, you could accomplish that in Excel or in Word, or that actually sounds like a website. Do you want me to make you a website instead? Oh, yeah, actually what I want is a website. I was just using this as a storyboarding tool or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're putting your finger on it, and I think we all have a general sense of there's like a shape of a solution in here.
Yeah.
And I joke with my teammates. I'm like, I kind of feel like Edison. It's like, well, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just proved 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb.
Right.
And I feel like back in 2012, I joined a video team at Adobe to try to like help people tell better stories. I mean, you and I have talked about this with Storyvine. Like, it's hard. Just with the tools we've had to date, to, like abstract things in the right way, where it actually feels like, oh, I organically told my own story. I didn't just like paint by numbers, and yet you also don't want this like open-ended thing because it's like, well, that's not my day job. I'm just I'm a teacher. I'm a
right, exactly.
Right, and so it's freaking hard, as you know, is better than almost anybody. I do feel like these assistants can now do, I hope, what, like at least a subset of what a thoughtful human could do. And again, I hope that's not replacing that thoughtful human, but I think it's like if you asked for a logo, I don't want to, you just like, oh, it's a dog and it's a blah blah, and you're like, great, here's like 8 random things. Like it should actually be like, oh, you're Dave, you run a CrossFit gym. Okay, cool. Like, tell me more. Like what?
Yeah, yeah. It should do a branding strategy exercise while it's doing the design, right? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
And then it's I mean it's like I think it's Paul Rand making the next logo. It's like I don't give you 8 logos or whatever. I give you a solution, right? I solved your problem because I actually understood what the problem is.
right.
And that's pretty ambitious to think we could do that with the state of the tech right now. But guess what, man? 2 years ago, I mean, we all looked at the DALL-E 1 paper,
Yep.
and we're like, what? Like, it's 256. It's a daikon radish turned into a chair. Like, oh, whatever, that's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, like, a month later, OpenAI is like, good news, everyone. Microsoft built a supercomputer, and it gave us $1 billion. I'm like, holy shit, if you actually throw enough compute at this, it actually works.
Yeah, it actually works. Kelly Bosch said that tonight. She said, someone said something about, I forget what the question was, something about, could she imagine where she is today or something like that? And she said, if you had told me the me a year ago, if you had showed me the work that the me right now is making to the me a year ago, I absolutely wouldn't have believed it. Like, it wouldn't have believed it's possible. She also, you'll love this, John. She said this tonight. This is such a great quote. She goes, someone asked her about, like, where do you come up with these ideas and like they're so original and this and that? And she goes, I've had these ideas in my head my whole life and I've never been able to get them out. And now I can. And I was like, holy shit. That's because she's a creative professional. Like her job, like, you can tell just by her art that she's got a design eye, but it's like, she said right now, prompting is really easy for her because she knows what's in her head. It's been in there her whole life, and she's never been able to get it out, and now she can. And like that to me is just like that's a pretty deep level of profound.
It is, and it's funny. These timescales. It's like the Monty Python, like one-upping each other. Like I used to live in a lake, but like I mean, 6 months ago, man, there was no DALL-E 3.
Right. Exactly.
I had no insights. I'm like, oh, they probably gave up. It's like, okay, cool, we did our thing, we shot our shot. Now we're off to like it's all GPT. But
right.
and we're all like, okay, like they're all on mescaline, like what it looks like right to type. And today I'm sitting there, and I should shoot you this link. Just for my new team, I put together like, hey, here's all these like goofy ass like movie posters and trading cards and things. I just make them to like hopefully amuse my wife and kids. It's all like inscrutable bad jokes. But we're sitting there looking at it and then like, oh, oops, I found a typo or critiquing it. I'm like, oh my God, though, guys, like this thing knows what like golden age comics are.
Right,
what, like,
exactly.
Super Chief is, and it's like doing this sophisticated typesetting, and it's like extruding it. It's got like multiple levels of effect, and I'm like, oh my God, like last August this didn't exist.
Right,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like,
Well, it's one of the things I say on the live all the time. Like the embrace the jank is like, we're going to look back on this time and see those typos and go, oh, that was late 23 or late 24, because a year from now, like it's going to be perfection, right? And you'll look back at this and there's something about this.
Well, it's interesting too, because, I was like, kidding, not kidding, when the stuff first came out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be sad when they take the drugs away. And this thing like just makes type. It's sort of charming, like the lunacy it spits out.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I was talking to this guy, John Barron, who's one of the godfathers of Nerf. Like 3D, new way to represent 3D graphics.
Yeah.
And when it first came out, again, this is a year, maybe 18 months ago, a million years ago, right? You had these like characteristic floaters that kind of look like the Upside Down and Stranger Things, like this weird particulate. And I remember Runway ML had their AI Film Festival, and it was like between taking submissions and the film festival, there was some rev for the Nerf tech, and the floaters went away. And it was like even in that couple months, you could date. Oh, like when was this made?
Right.
And John was saying like people I think came up to him and they were like, "Damn it, dude, why'd you get rid of those cool floaty things?"
Yep.
He's like, "Well, they were a bug. Clearly, they're not like part of the world." They're like, "Yeah, but I like." Can you give me those back?
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, Kelly said that. She said in Midjourney, I said, are you cognizant of the versions? And, are you like moving forward? And she goes, I keep going back to 5.1 because it had a weirdness it has a weirdness about it. And you can't get it in 5.2 or 5.3 or 6. And I was like, that's so cool. So anyway.
That's interesting in the same way that, people like the warmth of vinyl.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
How do you characterize that? I mean, I don't so much do this anymore, but here we are in the 2020s, and I'm still like in Photoshop tempted to like snap on the WebSafe color palette and the color picker, just because it's the paradox of choice, and it's like, holy cow! Among 16.7 million colors, did I get the right orange or the right red? And I'm like, do I want 25500 or 20400?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Those are your choices of red, right?
Exactly.
And it's like kind of a nice simplification sometimes to have a constraint.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think the way I'm trying to come at all this is just with like a ton of like humility and gratitude and curiosity.
Yep.
And, I would say like anybody who's listening, who you and I have not bored to death yet.
There's still 130 people in here, dude.
Holy cow. Maybe they passed out.
Oh, no, they're asleep. They're definitely asleep.
They're definitely but honestly, no, I say this with all sincerity, like, nobody has all the answers. I always said back when we were competing against Apple with Aperture and stuff, it's like, I can't be more magical than those guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I also can't have a beer with Apple. But I also can't have a beer with Adobe. I can have a beer with you,
right?
Yeah. And like we just go talk some stuff out.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like one dude among all of us. But I really would love to hear what folks think. I'm Knack everywhere on the socials.
Okay.
And jknack.com. And so, and don't be put off by my decrepit website's like lack of security certificate. But like no, honestly, Kyle, like exactly what you're doing, like finding some weird UX thing. It's like before I went home, I'm like, yep, there's like, I'm just writing all these things up, and I'm sure the team knows about a bunch of it. I'm sure a lot of it was like, holy shit, we've got a Super Bowl ad, we better get this thing out the door.
Right.
There's some messages. The Super Bowl's not moving based on our carriage policy, but just in the same way I'm giving them feedback, I would love to get details from you and anybody who cares to send them in.
Yep.
Show me stuff that sucks. Like, that's why I came to Adobe 24 years ago.
All right, cool.
Like, I was pissed off Adobe customer. And
Yeah.
It's like, nobody knows more where the bodies are buried or cares more about getting them fixed than the people like whose livelihood comes from using the tools.
Yep. Remember when I said a good product manager is just like a cranky dude that walks around going like, does anyone else not see that this sucks? So that's that's it.
Well, and no, exactly that point. I mean, I was telling somebody, like, how do I interview for PM candidates? And like, most PMs you meet, like candidates at Google especially, they're like, broadly speaking, they were like kids who were forced into tech by their parents, right? It's like, well, they didn't want to be a doctor, so they're like, all right, I got to be a computer engineer, God damn it. Okay, fine. And then they're like, product management, that seems easy. Oh, that seems like you get to like go out and like make PowerPoints and drink. And it's like, well, maybe some of that is true, but the reason I mention it is like I was always interviewing for weirdos, like the people who are not just that, but who are like excessively opinionated. not even opinionated, but just like if you asked me, and please don't, to tell you about car infotainment systems and why every single one is a vale of tears. Like, not just in detail, but like systemically why that is. Like, that would be your battery would die doing that. But like that's what I want in like a PM. It's like somebody who like is excessively, like unreasonably pissed off, and like every time I use Microsoft Teams or I try to share something in Word or whatever, like I want to walk into the ocean. And I did ask people, I'm like, hey, if I'm still working at Microsoft, do I have to like stop bitching about these things? They're like, no, on the contrary, like do it constructively, but like please help us make this stuff better. Right? Because
exactly.
Everybody I've met is like very, very sincere in like you said, it's always a question of like, can the can the organization get out of its own way?
That's it.
Same with Adobe.
That's literally it. And when it's that big, it's rough. Listen, I'll let you go. I want to.
All right, man.
First of all, just thanks for hopping on here. Like you're such a good sport, but I'm a huge fan of yours anyway. I don't know if you know it. Have you haven't joined the AI Salon? We moved from Discord to a web, Mighty Networks. I haven't sent you that, have I? I should send you that. You should join because we're up to like 1,250 people now. We just started it like 3 months ago, and it's starting to get there, and it's a really cool community. So might be fun for you to pop in there once in a while. And so
it would, yes. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks for everybody who's put up with us. Good to see you, Kyle. We'll talk soon.
All right, John. Thanks, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That was cool. I mean, it was cool for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. He's a wicked smart dude. Wicked smart dude. And, he doesn't... What's funny about John is he doesn't have the personality. He doesn't have a corporate personality, right? He's like... He makes my ADD look like I'm focused, right? But... he's just got a depth of knowledge, and he can context switch like that, and so he can be in any conversation with anyone, keep up with it, track it, and make a difference. But people like that in big corporate machines, sometimes get spit out. So I hope he does well at Microsoft, because I really do think Microsoft has got a shot at it. That was great. What's the name of the website to join? So what I was talking about was the AI Salon, and I got to get out of here. But the AI Salon is, if you go to the salon.ai, that's the website. It's a link tree, and the first link on that link tree is the AI Salon community, and that'll take you over to the Mighty Networks site. When you get to the Mighty Networks site, look at about Welcome to the Salon has a whole page about what we're about and our values. Please go look at those, because that's what this community is. And if you resonate with those values, you should absolutely join. This is a remarkable group of people. But if you don't resonate with those values, if they're like, ew, that sounds awful, then you're going to hate it there, and it will hate you. Like, you know what I mean? But that's what that is. And so, yeah. So anyway, John and I used to work together. He was an intern at agency.com that I co-founded back in the 90s. And then he really quickly, figured some shit out and got the hell out of Dodge and went and worked at Adobe, and he worked in Photoshop for a while, and he went over to Google and worked on their stuff for a while, and he came back to Adobe and worked on the AI stuff. He helped get Generative Fill launched. He spoke at the AI Salon. John spoke at the AI Salon before they launched Firefly. They were like up in the they were on the fence about whether they were going to do anything in AI. And so he came and spoke to this group before they knew what they were doing. And then, like, I don't know, 2 months later, they launched the Firefly beta, and then they moved quick. Like, when they went. And, Generative Fill got into Photoshop within like 4 months, 5 months. That was him that did that. So anyway, whoo, you guys really go back in time. Yeah, we go back a while. That's why, I mean, I can't just email someone at like, what time is it there? 9:00 at night, and just bitch about the company he started at a week ago and have him actually respond. Most people would be like, who the fuck is he? Oh man, he needs to be an irregular. He is an irregular. He just doesn't show up here. But anyway, really talented guy, really smart guy. All right, listen, I got to get out of here. I use Generative Fill daily. Kyle, can you get Jim Fan tomorrow? Possibly. I don't know what you mean. Jim Fan tomorrow. I don't know what that means. Let's talk to Sam Altman tomorrow. Oh, I see. Just call up randomly famous people that I know or don't know. Yeah, and get them on FaceTime. Yeah, that'll happen. But that was a fun one. That was neat. Although my hands got a little sore holding up the iPad. Can we follow John? Actually, he requested it. So, Knack, he's Knack on Twitter. He's Knack on, I think, on LinkedIn. I'm trying to think where else. He said also all the socials. He's Knack. John Knack. Just look up John Knack Adobe, and you'll find him. He's everywhere. He's been around for ages. So, just like me, we're fucking old. Oh, 5-minute goodbyes. Holy shit, am I tired. All right. Okay. Follow this channel. Follow John Knack. Did you hear what he said at the end? You probably didn't because he was talking a lot. If you've got feedback or ideas for Microsoft, send them to him. He was brought to Microsoft to fuck some stuff up. Right? And he's got that wacky personality where if you send him a good idea and he thinks it's a good idea, he'll run it straight up the flagpole. He doesn't give a shit. We need to get a new stand for guest appearances. Yeah, apparently. Careful what you wish for, John. Yeah, exactly. It's N-A-C-K, not K-N-A-C. John Knack, N-A-C-K. All right. Kyle, open a separate page on Mighty Networks for John and suggestions. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I might talk to him about that. We tried to get him to do that in our Discord server, and then Adobe just spun up their own Discord server. Shitheads. We were trying to have them do it within the salon, and they were going to do it, and then they were just like, fuck it, we're Adobe. We can just spin up our own Discord server. We don't need the salon. But maybe John will do that. That could be interesting. Maybe like a little Microsoft Copilot club or something like that. We'll think of it. I'll talk to him. All right, so follow this channel. Subscribe to the lives if you want to support it, or buy the video series in the corner there. Check out the salon. Make sure you resonate with the values. If you do, fucking join it. This is like, if you want to be, here's the deal. This is just, it just feels more and more and more and more important with this AI shit. Get your ass in a community of people who are exploring AI. Do not be in a community of people who are shitting all over it, sitting on the sidelines like this. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve them. This channel exists to get people off their ass and onto the field. So that's what this group is. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, go check this out and start getting curious. And connect with people and share what you're learning. Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. You don't need to start a fucking TikTok channel and go live 7 nights a week. That's psychopathic. But at least join a fucking community. A Dear John section. Okay, J. Winston Welsh. That's a really good idea. I'm going to actually email that to him right now. That's a really good idea. Hang on. That was a blast. Someone, hang on. Just had a brilliant idea. ... We should create a Dear John space within the AI salon, where people can give you feedback, period. He'll love that, actually. All right, that's off. All right, really good idea, J. Winston Walsh. See, so that's the other thing. See what I did right there? We're not going to take it to committee. You have an idea. It's a good idea. You just fucking do it. That's how he is, too. That's why he drives people fucking crazy in corporations. How do I submit this email again? Control Shift Enter. Exactly. It's Control Shift Windows Enter. Sorry, obviously. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. So let me say goodbye to the people in here. I hope you guys had fun tonight. That was a really nice thing. Plot twist: Microsoft buys the AI Salon. They should buy Storyvine. Hell. All right. Against the norm. Jane Doe, good to see you. Papa JJ, forever hooked. Tobias, good to see you tonight. Edgar, a human being. Fan Flippantastic from a human being. Thank you so much. Steve-O, 42. Thank you so much. Steve-O did a cool thing today. He was talking to Pi and said something and asked about the AI Salon or the AI Learning Lab or the AI Salon. I don't know. And it just responded with, I think it was the AI Salon. You know, it was created... And it mentioned me. Life's tough. It's tougher when you're stupid. It mentioned me, and I don't know. It was like a really nice write up of like what the salon's about and all that sort of stuff. Hair Growth Geek, good to see you, Brandon. Thank you so much, Dr. J, Amethyst, Cam Catkin from Cleveland. By the way, Cam Catkin is not from Cleveland. You know who figured that out? Brandon, who is from Cleveland. And reached out to Cam Catkin and said, hey, another one from Cleveland. And she goes, no, Kyle just says that. That made me happy when I found out that I trolled someone after the fact. Good night. All right, I'm out of here. I'm done, people. Peace. I'll see you tomorrow.